Why do so many people oppose gay marriage? Is it because people think it's a sin according to the Bible? Is it because people think being gay is a mistake or not possible? Maybe it's because somehow people think the world is going to end if we allow gay marriage. Or maybe it's just because people don't know or understand that a gay marriage is a marriage. Just a marriage. Just like all marriages. They aren't any different. It's not something to be afraid of or something to frown upon. It's a marriage. It's love.
So I was working at a school, and over the summer the math teacher had left.
In San Mateo, California.
Oh right, which is about 20 miles south of San Francisco. And on the first day of faculty meetings, there was this new teacher. It was a really small school, and I thought, well, there's the new teacher. I'll sit with her. She probably doesn't know anyone. Would like to have a friend.
And our worlds kind of collided, which is actually really funny.
I had just moved from South Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas, to Los Angeles. And I had started a new job, and we met in our office building.
I was starting a GLBT group in Los Angeles for the place that I work. And I thought I would go ahead and invite some other people's employees also on a different floor. So I went ahead and asked for permission to put flyers up on these different floors. It turns out that someone didn't like that idea very well, and they took down the flyers. And so when I was starting to find out, ask what was going on and what was happening, they went to their attorneys and started asking their attorneys for advice and stuff like that. And the attorney wanted to come in and interview me or talk to me. And when I went to talk to the attorney, it turned out that was James, and that's how I met him for the first time. All types of joys in a relationship, certainly. I've always wanted to have, more of a traditional type of a family, and so, with James, we have a house. We've always had nice houses. We've adopted 2 children, have, a dog and a cat, all the traditional type of things, which I always really wanted.
One of the challenges for us was melding our families were very different in growing up. My family was very rural and very conservatively religious, and Daniel's family was more free-flowing.
Families
The
are
race,
difficult
yeah.
because you can't control them.
Right.
You can only control this to some extent. You can't change how your parents are.
No.
You can't change how your extended family perceives or sees or feels. And that's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly feeling like you're choosing. And then you get mad because you don't want to be, you're like, wait, I thought pretty sure you loved me because, you're my friend, sister, mother, or father, and you're asking me to choose, parents, not friends, but
No.
a lot with parents. And I think that there are still challenges in that regard. My parents did not come to the wedding.
Our parents have never met.
Our parents actually have never met.
Yeah.
We've been together for almost 13 years. So, and that was hard. But then again, my sister gave me away, and there were 21 cousins there, and we had overall close to 150 people who were there. I think that they could take a stronger stance.
The government has had some issues with gay marriage, certainly, and it certainly has affected us. It's been a long fight, and we've certainly worked very hard to try to do what we can do to change the laws. When we were first, what we consider married, it was in Los Angeles in 1999, and it was a purely religious ceremony. There was actually no legal benefit at all that we received. As far as the government was concerned, we were complete strangers. It wasn't until after we moved to to Washington D.C. area that for a short period of time California was allowing gay marriage, and so both James and I did fly back to California and got married there. We got married in California because we also had domestic partnership in California, and if we were to marry somewhere else, the domestic partnership would be considered void. But if we got married in California, both documents would be supposed would be okay. So we wanted to do that because, of course, we had also adopted 2 children, and we were doing everything we could to try to make sure that our relationship legally was as strong as possible.
It's relevant.
Crazy to think that 10 years ago, not a single state
Right.
actually recognized the marriage of people of the same sex. Not one. It wasn't until '04 that Massachusetts finally enshrined that in law. And now it feels like the floodgates have opened, especially in the last 3 years.
Like, what was the other day? Illinois.
In Hawaii, it's gone through one of their
Mhm.
chambers, and New Jersey a couple of weeks ago. It's amazing to me that we are now at, I think, 15 states plus the district that
Yeah.
recognize and celebrate marriage equality. That's amazing to me. So I think it's people, it's organizations that derive their power from passionate people who have brought change, and they've brought so much pressure on government institutions that the institutions are actually at a point where they have to make change. It's not that our government is leading. Our government is is succumbing, if you will, to the pressure of very powerful, passionate organizations.
The Human Rights Campaign envisions an America where lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people are ensured of their basic equal rights and can be open, honest, and safe at home, at work, and in the community.